Hello, world and universe. Welcome to the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth. And we're here in early December, right back in the Midwest in St. Louis, Missouri. And Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes finished their season a week or so ago, and they ended up 4-8. He won three more games than Colorado won. They won three more games than they did the previous year. I think they went 1-11, and he ended up with 4 wins. And so to conclude, uh, and the conclusion on his season from a fan perspective, I'm close to Deion Sanders' age, prime time. Remember him as a great athlete in college and in the pros. Uh, they started off very fast, and he brought a lot of attention to Jackson State, and then he went on to Colorado. And Deion has been primed, what you see in his name, prime time. He has been primed since he was a youngster to draw all the attention on himself. And that's okay. And I've said in previous videos that he kind of has a Muhammad Ali personality, the way he can galvanize white and black folks to watch sporting events and to cheer on a particular team, or even get behind his image and his style of play as an athlete. He was a two-sport football and baseball player. But I think the problem that Deion is going to have, or is having, is that he knows how to draw that attention to himself, and he can handle it and has handled it. He's been a two-time Super Bowl champion, the 49ers and the Cowboys when he was playing. But I'm not so sure that the kids of today, which I think are a lot softer than when I grew up in the 70s and the 80s and when he grew up, I don't know if they are really prepared or even want that kind of pressure. And I think that's where you're going to get some kickback from Deion's heavy promotion of himself, of his kids, and of Colorado, saying that we're here, we're coming, I got receipts. They started off fast on a fast roller coaster, and then after that fourth game, all the air got taken out of that helium balloon. And as you know, he started tempering all of his prognostication about how great they were going to be, and he got humbled. And I think this shows you, and just as a parent who has children, I think that the number one thing that humbles you as an adult and as a parent is raising kids. I think Deion understands that, but now he's got 50 or 60 kids that he's raising each and every year as the head coach of a Power 5 college football team. And they're not always going to be on the same page. They're not going to have the same desire, the same commitment, the same chasing or wanting to be famous like Deion. I'm not even so sure that his two kids want it as bad as Deion. They were raised differently. They were raised with a silver spoon. Deion was not. There's a certain pressure to conquer your goals when you have a hungry belly. And when you don't have a hungry belly, you have a tendency to rest on your laurels, and you may not get all, or try to get all, that your God-given talent, you may not want to garner all of your God-given talent and be the best that you can possibly be. And I think Deion's going to see that with these kids at Colorado. These kids at Colorado are very different than the kids at Jackson State from a socioeconomic standpoint. Of course, the universities are completely different. HBCU versus the University of Colorado. Jackson, Mississippi is very different than Boulder, Colorado. And so you're going to have a psychology issue with those two separate types of places. One is all black in Jackson, Mississippi, and the other one's all white in Boulder, Colorado. It's totally two different perspectives and circumstances. And will these kids at Colorado have the same hunger and the same vestige to be the best that they can be? Well, we're going to have to wait and see if Deion can galvanize these kids and get them to be the best. But if you notice, all that cheerleading and all that we're coming, he started lowering that bar each and every week as he got disappointed each and every week and started piling up basically 8 in a row losses. Next year, and we don't know for sure if Deion is a great coach. He was a great player, but now you got to practice what you preach, and all this talking that you did, like Muhammad Ali, you're going to have to back it up now, because now in Power 5 and in a major Division 1 programs, they're going to have to see if he can really coach. Can Deion coach, or is he just a marketing genius? You got programs like Alabama, Georgia, Auburn, Florida State, Texas, Oklahoma, that have built these programs over a 50, 60, and 70-year period. Notre Dame, USC. One man coming into a university like Colorado and thinking that he's going to change the narrative of that program in one to 3 years, that's going to be a tough one to go. Will they even get to 6-6 next year? Will they get to 8-4 the year after? I hope people don't think that he's going to win some kind of national championship within 5 years. It takes many years to build a national powerhouse college football program. This is not basketball or baseball. You have 50, 60, 70 people that you have to manage, from players to trainers to coaches, your offensive coordinator, your defensive coordinator. There's a lot of ancillary tentacles that have to be managed, and we have to see if Deion is really cut and fit for this, or is this just a heavy promotion to try to get his kids to the NFL? I also think that he needs to temper or slow down showing and displaying this high propensity to push his quarterback son Shador and his other son to the top of the heap like they're the top 10 football players in the country. I think that's actually going to hurt them if and when they get drafted, because Deion has an overshadowing presence, an umbrella over them, and he's showing considerable favoritism to his kids. I think that's going to hurt him in recruiting. Some kids are not going to want to go there because he's already saying from the very beginning that it's all about his son, then the Colorado Buffaloes, or at least that's the message that seems to be coming across. And that's not really fair to the other 50 kids that are playing football. And that's not fair to the new recruits. Will he get another top quarterback that's going to have to sit next year because Deion is already planning to start his son? I think Deion is going to start his 2 kids no matter what takes place. If he had to play 2 against 11, he would do it. But in his defense, white America and legacy and nepotism has taken place forever with white folks, and nobody has ever said anything about that. Do they play favoritism to their own, and they are the powers to be? Absolutely. So Deion does have a point to show some favoritism to his kids, but I don't think he should sit there and spew it out to the world each and every week. He should be a little more subdued. We need to see how well of a coach he is. Next year is going to be a major measuring stick, and the third year will definitely be one. We need to see if Deion can actually coach and manage a game as a coach, not as a player. Those are 2 separate roles completely. So let's see what Deion is going to do. Let's manifest our truth in a positive and God-fearing way, and let's see if Colorado is going to do any better next year, and let alone the following year. And will Deion even stay after his kids graduate and leave? It's going to be very interesting. And the last thing, Deion needs to also kind of cool it off with his kids. His son Shador is driving a Rolls Royce and the platinum watches. those are all distractions. Those are not going to get top tier players to come to Colorado. There's too much focus on Deion and his two sons versus the Colorado Buffaloes. You came there, you let everybody know, the world knows. You don't have to keep reminding them every week. And no kid in college should be driving a Rolls Royce to class, not paying his tickets. There's a certain egregiousness and worshiping material things when it should be about what kind of upstanding young man you are and what kind of upstanding athlete that you are on the field. So you're on the field and you're off the field. Characteristics and personality should be parallel in a positive direction. The NFL is going to look at that. Or are you going to be a problem? Or are you spoiled? So Deion needs to slow down, take the light off his kids and himself, and shine that light on the entire team, the University of Colorado, and let's see if they're going to be any better next year. He's got 2 years, or all of this heavy promotion that he's doing and cashing in receipts, and we're here, believe to achieve. Those same mantras could turn against him if he does not win. At the end of the day, you're going to have to win. Nobody's going to want to listen to you after every loss, every post-game conference, and explaining why you lost and your disappointment. Wins shut up everybody. This is not a race issue. I want Deion to do well, but the wins always outdo the losses. So let's see if he's going to win more. Let's see if he can go 10-0, 11-0. But that is a very, very difficult thing to do. He didn't do that in college as a college player. They never went undefeated in the NFL. Let's see if he can do that and get them to a top 10 program and consistently winning. And it's not going to be easy, but Deion needs to change the focus on himself and his children and make it about the complete team. There's no I in team. There's an I in win, and he needs to win more than he's losing. So let's see what happens next year. And I know Warren Sapp is supposed to be joining the program, so you got all these big names on the sideline, but we need some big names and some big hitters and some big players on the field. Manifest your truth. This has been the Trevor Donald Experience.